They lived by wind and wave and knew these waters well. Their people were lords of the sea. Few built finer craft. Few sailed faster or farther. But none of that could save this ship. The sea would rise up and conceal its fate for nearly an eternity. Summer 1997. The U.S. Navy's nuclear submarine, the NR-1, is on a mission in the eastern Mediterranean.
Contact with the bomb altitude is about 40 feet. Captain, lower altitude to 10 feet.
The sub's advanced sonar detects several large objects in deep water that appear to be shipwrecks. Though pressed for time, the crew decides to take a quick look. A rough set of coordinates and a shadowy videotape are recorded on the fly. Later, the crew will send word to a former naval officer who is also one of the greatest undersea explorers in the world. The man who discovered the Titanic, the Bismarck, and many other shipwrecks, Robert Ballard, is immediately intrigued. The sheer number of ceramic jars is impressive, but their meaning escapes this marine geologist.
Well, not being an archaeologist, all I could tell was it's an ancient ship, but I didn't know anything more than that.
It lies at a forbidding 400 meters depth. Is it worth investigating? Ballard will seek the advice of an expert. Throughout the Mediterranean, most shipwrecks have been discovered in shallow water. But this one was found nearly 50 kilometers offshore, opposite what was once a thriving seaport, the city of Ashkelon. On the southern coast of present-day Israel, Ashkelon's roots reach back nearly 6,000 years. Crusaders and Muslims fought over this place. Romans claimed it. Babylonians destroyed it. In the Bible, it was a stronghold of the Philistines. Its earliest known inhabitants were the Canaanites. Since 1985, archaeologist Lawrence Stager of Harvard University has directed excavations here.
Hi, Dwayne. How are you doing?
His knowledge of ancient pottery is renowned. In a tiny shard, he can see an entire artifact and pinpoint the culture that produced it.
Now this is great. This is Cyprogeometric 3. Now this is most probably an import from Cyprus.
But things were not so clear in the Navy's videotape.
Well, when I first looked at it, I was a bit disappointed that it was so fuzzy and couldn't really make out these jars very well, because that, of course, was the key to determining the age of the shipwreck. But it seemed to me that they might be early, and possibly even 9th, 8th, 7th century BCE.
These two-handled storage jars, called amphoras, were first used throughout the Mediterranean around 4,000 years ago. Distinctive styles evolved in various locales, a boon for archaeologists who can use the jars as signatures of time and place. But sometimes two amphoras from vastly different eras can be deceptively similar. These might be from the 5th century AD, but Steger has a hunch they're much older. He tells Ballard that if this wreck dates to the Iron Age, as he suspects, it is the first of its kind ever found in the Mediterranean.
It was a gamble, but one that I was at least confident enough in that I would have put down a good-sized bet.
More than money would be wagered. In the summer of 1999, the Northern Horizon sets out for Malta. Ballard and Steger lead an expedition to relocate and study the mysterious wreck. At stake is their conviction that the combined strengths of oceanography and archaeology can make history.
Well, you know, when we found the Titanic, we found the Bismarck, we found the Yorktown, we knew they existed. They really weren't a discovery, they were a relocation. These are true discoveries. These are chapters of human history we don't know about. And I actually think they're much more important.
Still, this expedition begins like any other.
I had my stuff sitting here for 2 days. I forgot. I had that fake alarm.
Okay, ladies and gents, make sure your life jackets are right before I shout you out, else I'll give you to Albert. Okay?
Safety training is mandatory for everyone on board. 49 scientists, engineers, programmers, ship's mates, and graduate students.
When you jump in, what's the correct way to hold your life jacket and your nose? Smash it. Why do you have to hold your life jacket?
Landlubber or sea dog, no one is exempt. No one.
Hey, Bob, I thought you could swim.
Larry! Hello, Larry. There's your card.
Okay.
Okay. That's all right. Can't get any tighter.
Can't get it tighter, no.
Can't get any tighter.
No.
The Northern Horizon has been transformed into a floating research facility. Over 55 tons of equipment were shipped from the United States. Several larger items have been welded to the deck. For nearly 2 decades, Ballard has worked with an expert team out of Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute. Martin Bowen and Andy Bowen have been key members of many expeditions.
Right, exactly.
Inside, Steger's archaeology team has established its own headquarters.
Hey, team, excuse me. I just got some interesting information from Bob. He just gave me the coordinates. They're right on the ancient routes that some have predicted between the cedars of Lebanon and Egypt. And that route
His team includes 4 graduate students, as well as an expert on ancient ships, nautical archaeologist Shelley Waxman of Texas A&M University.
here. These ships might have had pretty wide, beamy hulls and so forth.
They seem from all the iconography that we have from this period that the merchant ships were extremely beamy and broad-hulled.
Yeah.
If this dates to around 700 BC, this is the first ship ever found that dates to that time period. And you have to remember that ships tell the story of history. I mean, there's nothing that man ever made that was not carried on a ship, including the pyramids. Stone by stone, not in not in one shot. And each one of these are literally a time capsule. They went down in one moment like that, and everything they were carrying on it at that one time went down together, and that tells us a story.
To reach the coordinates provided by the Navy will take about 5 days. This is the calm before the storm.
We are very relaxed right now, which is great. I mean, people are charging their batteries, getting sleep. We just did the testing of the ship. Everything's proceeding smoothly. But once we get on site, it'll kick in to around the clock. And you'll see people break up into 3 watches, and there will always be a team at work 24 hours a day.
Susan and Michael have the most difficult schedule in some ways because they work from 12 noon to 4 p.m. and then from 4 p.m. to midnight, they have to sleep. And that's a tough time to go to sleep at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But the reason they have to do that is because at 12 midnight, they have to get back up and work the 12 midnight
Go
to
to
4
the
a.m.
band.
shift. Exactly.
And that's where everything's happening.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like from what they said that the midnight to 4 a.m. shift actually is a time when a lot of things do happen.
On the northern horizon, navigation involves a global positioning system and computer-controlled propulsion. But a few thousand years ago, a sea captain had to rely on somewhat higher powers. The very heavens were his guide. He probably spent a lifetime committing constellations to memory, observing the shifting angle of the sun. The special temper of each wind and the season of its coming. The powerful currents hidden beneath the waves. All these may have been the secrets of his trade. Surely he watched for seabirds, heralds of an approaching shore, and for landmarks familiar as a friendly face. But the nearness of land was not necessarily a comfort, and he likely kept his ship at quite a distance.
Well, generally, the common wisdom has it that for safety, the ancient mariners hugged the coast. But when you think about it, the last thing an ancient mariner ever wanted to see during a storm was a quickly approaching lee shore. Plus, there was piracy, and piracy wasn't the type that you see in the movies in the Caribbean, where you're just sailing around in the middle of nowhere and suddenly another ship comes out, but rather they would watch from shore. So you don't want to stay too close to shore, and if somebody comes out to attack you want to have that leeway to get out of the way.
It's day 5 and nearly midnight when the northern horizon arrives on site. The coordinates provided by the Navy are only approximate. Margin of error might be up to a kilometer. Ballard's team deploys a deep water side scan sonar. The hope is it will pinpoint the same pattern of large objects detected by the Navy.
Slip his line, slip his line.
As the sonar is towed, its fiber optic cable carries signals to the control van, nerve center of the expedition. Sonar screens are not inherently exciting. As the first watch hunkers down, everything starts to go wrong.
Okay, this course is going to take us into deep water. It already has increased.
Everybody has a job.
The ship can't seem to stay on track, and the sonar is pitched at an angle.
Probably going to have to pull it, fix its buoyancy.
Pull up the winch. The generator is not going to survive a whole lot longer, so they have to shut the generator off.
This is the ship?
Now. Yes, the ship.
The ship has lost the generator.
Our speed over the ground is 5 knots.
5 knots? I'm shocked.
Go the other way.
If there's a current like 4 knots, we ain't doing this site. That could be a big showstopper right there.
Unless the winch is rewired to another source of power on board, the expedition is dead in the water. Time to improvise.
There's no way we can feed any power from below through Scania circuit, right? Okay. Because I have someone now disconnecting the cable.
Just one moment, the chief engineer come and ask me here.
Okay.
No estimated time to repair. Hopefully, quickly.
Okay, got the hand cranked.
No, we're not. Yeah, like this element.
Such are the risks of trying out a brand new winch.
We're doing things we've never done before, but that's why we're here. We're always pushing the envelope. The challenge is always the desire on the part of the scientist to do things that have never been done before, and the operator's side not wanting to change anything, because it works.
4 a.m. Mission accomplished.
It's a miracle. That's the only guy
That's a problem. Yeah.
Power has been rerouted, and the hunt is on.
Yeah, it looks pretty good now. Do you see something there, you believe?
The sonar displays targets as subtle smudges.
Still adding up to
It
about
takes a trained eye to tell a shipwreck from a rock heap.
They're dead ahead, 037.
It's on the screen now, just starting to appear.
There's something coming in, but it's to the right here.
Oh yeah.
There's something there. There's something there. You're certainly within the range of Jason to see it. It's about the right length. It looks like it's maybe 30 meters. It's roughly in the right place, so it smells right.
Within 12 hours, the team locates 3 targets that line up in a similar configuration to the Navy's, but offset by half a kilometer from their coordinates.
Back to you, Larry.
I think you did it.
I think we did it.
Looks good.
Okay. The weather's nice.
I think you've done
Let's
it.
go. I think we'll go to phase 2.
It's a conditional victory. Until they actually look at the targets, they won't know if they've hit pay dirt. There's plenty of work ahead.
Better get something below to eat.
As one shift gives way to the next, notions of time begin to blur. Day 6. The team prepares to launch an extraordinary robot named Jason, designed and built at Woods Hole and championed by a man with a lifelong dream. Robert Ballard can't remember a time he wasn't obsessed with the deep sea.
My idol as a kid, and perhaps still is, was Captain Nemo.
He first dove in a submarine in 1969. Later, he was part of the historic expedition that discovered hydrothermal vents and surprising life forms on the floor of the Pacific Ocean. But he's always had a healthy respect for the deep.
Diving in a small submarine can be very dangerous. Pressure is a funny thing because you look out the window and you can't see it. But it's there, and the slightest mistake in a failure of your porthole or anything would be a catastrophic implosion. It would just, poof, you'd just vanish.
Ballard began to think that remote-controlled robots might be the answer. The idea led to a prototype called Jason Jr., rigged with 4 motors, a 30-meter tether, and an electronic eye. In 1986, on the Titanic, Jason Jr. proved himself a nimble explorer. Maneuvered by Martin Bowen from within a submarine, the little robot descended the grand staircase and danced beneath a chandelier. That success launched a flurry of innovation at Woods Hole. By the 1990s, Jason had become a technological wonder, weighing just over 2 tons. In a sense, he remains a work in progress, forever refined and improved. But even his standard features are impressive. 7 thrusters allow for precision maneuvering underwater. Titanium components can withstand depths of 6,000 meters.
No, leave it there, put the whole thing back.
Jason's video, film, and electronic cameras can be remote controlled by an experienced pilot. Likewise, his articulated arm, which can lift up to 15 kilos.
You know, right about here, Andy, by about my foot.
To fire up such a complex machine takes teamwork and time. Jason won't be ready to launch until well after dark. It's a breathless moment just before Jason hits the water. If a single component leaks, it could short-circuit the entire electrical system.
Okay, pin's released.
But tonight, it's all systems go. Jason dives toward the most promising of the 3 sonar targets.
And we're on. Roger, make it slow.
That's not too close a range. You're 110 meters out to the target.
Right, I'm not. I just
At the controls is pilot Will Sellers. He adjusts Jason's buoyancy by dropping ballast weights.
Amazing.
Jason's own forward-facing sonar now scans the bottom.
105 meters. Okay, it's off to the left. 40 meters off to the left. Is that it coming in? That's it coming in.
I'm off thrust, so I'm not creating noise. Let's see if that repeats.
That's it. Let's see what we got.
A lot of bits over there.
Oh, that's just noise. There it is. That's not geology.
That's it.
There it is. Whatever it is. Dead ahead. Off to the right slightly. That's an anchor.
They're there.
There's the chain.
Yep, there's the chain.
Follow that chain, Will.
Right.
To the right. Come right. There's
Michael,
the
you got the
chain.
anchor? Yeah. All right.
Metal chain, modern anchor. This is no ancient ship.
So it's the other guy.
Yeah, that's the Queen Victoria.
That was target AA, right?
That
Yeah,
was
so it
but
means
it's really
AC.
AC,
is
the
what-
brightest
the one that looked like it.
is going to be the
Yeah.
oldest one.
All right, well, there you are.
Okay.
Anyway, it was a hit.
Okay, so we don't care about this guy. And we want to drive to AC. As fast as human,
Head to AC.
Just head over there. It'll take us a while. We'll go have coffee and celebrate. We got a ship, the wrong one. But it means we know where the right one is.
Oh,
106. All right.
my
We got
knees
an hour.
are weak.
From standing to the excitement.
Excitement.
Then the anchor, and then the chain.
Right, the chain. Those apparently don't start before 1820.
Right.
So, you know, we might have a Victorian ship, we may not. Who cares at this point?
It's 2 hours transit to the next most likely target. For some, a very long 2 hours.
Move to Medea, and we have main compensator, electrical harness, and terminations.
All set.
Day 7, 5 a.m. Jason is back in action. The control van is flooded with anticipation, exhaustion, and adrenaline.
That must be it. That bright spot.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bright spot,
That's
Zed.
it.
At 9 now, probably level up right there.
The brightest thing on the screen.
Yeah, especially on the sonar.
That's got to be the big one.
Oh, that's the mother lode.
That's the mother of all ships.
Okay. 80 meters.
Yeah, you're racing ahead. The Delta's 40. Focus.
Holy cow. Remember that movie when the alien is being tracked and it's coming towards you? Yeah. The alien is approaching our cabin, Captain. 45 meters. And closing. 18 meters. We didn't want to come down on it. There she blows. All right.
All right. Oh.
Look at that.
Fantastic.
Oh, man.
Let's play with it.
Yeah, there we go.
There we
There we
go.
are.
Oh, yeah.
Now we can see that they're not Byzantine. That's 8th century. That's
It's now your problem, Larry.
Oh yeah, no problem. It's a problem I like.
8th century.
This is the first Iron Age ship that's ever been found in the
All right.
All right.
Woo! Hey. And it's the biggest one. I mean, there's nothing bigger.
Look at the corks.
Oh,
Are they corked?
No, no.
Are they
Yeah,
sediment?
what is
something in them.
Well, they
Well,
can't
they're
sediment
filled.
that way.
filled.
But they can't sediment
No.
that way. Unless they've been excavated.
I don't think so.
You can't fill them that way.
Oh yeah. Look at those things. They're still stacked.
Look at those other
cooking
pots.
pots too.
See those other pots?
We didn't see those in the.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Oh wow. Those are absolutely perfect for the 8th century.
Want me to try the back to feature?
Absolutely incredible.
I was nervous that if we were going to relocate it. And then when I saw those amphores, I stopped looking at the ship at that point. And I'm looking at Larry because he's the one that knows what we have. And when you saw that big smile that we got the ship we wanted, as far as I was concerned, the cruise was over. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Is that the anchor?
There's the anchor.
the
Yes,
anchor.
up to the right.
Yeah.
Stone
There's
anchor.
stone in the middle.
More than a night to remember. It was ecstasy. Haven't been so happy about an archaeological discovery in years, maybe a lifetime. Look at that. You can see the ridges on the high neck.
Yeah.
You know, when you have those kinds of moments, you never forget them. And this was mine.
Look at that.
Oh.
For me, something that was incredibly evocative were the 2 cooking pots with, maybe the Last Supper in them before the ship went down. Yeah, I do think about the people who went down.
Like a messenger from the future, Jason sheds light on a vessel that set sail around the time Homer is said to have written the Odyssey, when the Greeks began to celebrate the Olympic Games, and a pair of twin brothers, according to legend, founded a city called Rome. The archaeologists need a detailed overall view, but Jason's lights can't illuminate the entire wreck. To map the site, the robot moves over the ship in small increments and takes some 800 electronic close-ups. Onboard computers help merge these images into a black and white high-resolution photomosaic. It speaks volumes about the world's oldest deep-sea shipwreck. Some 300 amphoras preserve the shape of a long-vanished hull. About 18 meters long, it was heading west when it sank. A stone anchor marks the bow, cooking pots the stern. All this, plus the style of the amphoras, suggest it may be a Phoenician merchant ship, broad in the beam, with a curved horsehead bow. Such ships are known from Assyrian carvings and from a detailed description in the Bible in the book of Ezekiel. Of the Phoenicians, little tangible has been unearthed. They lived along the eastern shore of the Mediterranean from before 1200 BC through the Roman period. But their real domain was the sea. The greatest maritime merchants of the ancient world, they traded with pharaohs, Greeks, and Romans, and left traces of colonies as far west as the Strait of Gibraltar. Their rich purple dye was much prized, as were their cedars of Lebanon. It was the Phoenicians who provided lumber and expertise when Solomon built his temple in Jerusalem. Their skill at carving wood and ivory was unrivaled. Sadly, only shreds of Phoenician literature survive, but their simple alphabet was widely adopted and would evolve into the Roman alphabet we use today. Still, it was as seafarers that the Phoenicians most impressed the world. A Greek historian claims they first circumnavigated Africa. Others believe they even reached England. It's as if the Phoenicians entrusted all their secrets to the sea. Until now. Day 8. The team drops a rig called an elevator to the bottom. Later, it will raise precious cargo to the surface.
Well, the main concentrator's full cider stuff.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
So, there are the pots right there.
Today's goal is retrieval. With hundreds of amphoras to choose from, the 2 lone cooking pots are top priority. It won't be easy. Pilot Matt Heinz is first to test Jason's new hand, nicknamed Deep Spank by the team.
You get it just like that.
They're that thin. Yeah.
Hold it
that ought
like
to
that
do
so
it.
the weight's sitting on that.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see if we can nudge it under there.
And avoid the handles.
Yeah.
They're not up to taking weight like that, probably.
No one is quite sure how the pot will hold up.
First time that one's been moved in 2,700 years.
Yeah. I think it's the food's ready. It's lost. Okay, we got to recover. Change out.
For now, Deep Spank disappoints.
It was a new modification that didn't work. Engineering on the fly.
It's back to an old diehard.
It scoops in underneath and then you close down on top. We call it the cow catcher. It works.
Within hours, Jason is back on the
Trying to
bottom
rock it onto
with a
the
priceless
stuff.
cooking pot in his cow catcher.
Now this is archaeology. Quick and beautiful. That dog can hunt.
It's a triumph of technology each time Jason deposits an artifact in the elevator. But it also means the wreck site has been altered. Careful records must be kept.
Archaeology is a destructive science. It's like tearing pages out of a book. Once you've removed something, if you haven't recorded it, you've lost it forever.
Work continues until the elevator is full. Then begins a slow ascent that will bridge nearly 30 centuries.
There it is right here.
You know, we made a mistake, Bob. Never put both of those cooking pots on the same load, since there are only 2 of them.
Yeah. Is that the right place? Is that the right place?
Right in the center.
Okay, let him just come straight up. Take slack off. Okay, straight up. Okay, just don't tilt it. Just stop it if it starts to swing. Okay, don't pull hard, guys. Let him try to get it vertical first.
Oh, those beautiful cooking pots. They're so glorious.
Watch the guys. Make sure the objects don't come down on anything hard.
Thank God they're here. I tell you, I was very happy to see those cooking pots arrive.
Yeah.
The amphoras we got more of.
What were they cooking at? What kind of meal?
That's the one you do your one pot stew in. It isn't as though you did one thing here, one thing there. You made this, throw it all in as a stew.
Refrigerator soup, my wife's mother calls.
Yeah.
Whatever's in the end of the week is still in the refrigerator. Well, this was in beautiful shape.
Yeah, that's great.
That's gorgeous.
There's something special about touching something that has been untouched by humans for almost 3,000 years. I mean, to the time of Homer. Wow, that's pretty far back.
Okay.
Here comes the pot, so don't jump up, Dan.
Stay right there, Dan.
2 years after scrutinizing a fuzzy video, Steger finally enjoys a close encounter.
A few little sea creatures attached to it. It's a unmistakable form. Well, my great wish came true that it was 8th century and not something Byzantine. You know, the other possibility for it was that it could date, maybe 1,100, 1,200 years later, in which case we have lots of wrecks and lots of material from that period, but rarely, if ever, find this on land complete. Even if they're more or less complete, they've all been shattered. You have to put them together to make up the whole. But out here, a whole shipload of them intact. It's marvelous.
Bathed in a solution of fresh and salt water, the artifacts are now the concern of Conservator Dennis Piota, his son James, and Assistant Conservator Catherine Giangrande. Sampled and sifted for future analysis, sediments might yield traces of a meal or fragments of the ship's hull.
You're not afraid of a couple of worms, are you?
I'm getting 7.2 millimeters.
Preservation of this pot will take months, but its digital doppelganger is ready for study. It's equally possible the amphoras contained olive oil or wine.
I think I'm almost at the bottom.
Then, Giangrande spots the residue of tree resin used for sealing amphoras of wine. It's as fine a discovery as any to toast.
Not a bad millennium.
Terrific one.
Corn popper. We need an ice.
The superb condition of the amphoras leads Ballard to a theory about the fate of the ship that carried them.
Oh, yeah.
The ship is not busted up. There's very few amphoras that are broken. So it wasn't like they were tossed around and flipped around. They were swamped. You know, when you get in trouble, you tend to run with the sea. hoping you can outrun the storm and get away from it. But you can then have a very powerful wave come over the stern and just swamp you. We call them rogue waves. I've been in 2 of them in my life. We took one head on right over the bridge, took out the mast, all but sank us. On my first expedition 40 years ago this summer, I almost went down in a storm.
Understanding the wreck site has also consumed the computational energies of the team.
Now, we get the map crunched. Good. So this is
Using data collected by a sensor on Jason, Dana Yerger has produced a 3-dimensional map. It shows the wreck is sitting in an oval depression nearly 2 meters deep and helps explain something that's been puzzling Ballard.
Because one of the things we're having a problem with is all the amphores are full of mud.
Yeah.
And you figure out how could they be full of mud? But what you've done is it was buried.
When the ship was swamped, it probably sank to the bottom like a weight and buried much of its hull in the soft mud. In time, wood-boring organisms ate away any exposed hull or mast. The amphora's unbaked clay stoppers simply dissolved. As wine escaped, water and sediments poured in. Over the centuries, deep water currents scoured the surrounding seafloor, excavating the wreck and laying bare its amphoras. So much revealed in so few days. The team has earned a bit of fun.
See, we're still a little apart. I don't know, about an 8, something like that.
Get all the children out of the water. Get back to work.
It's fun.
Day 9. The team heads for the coordinates of the 3rd sonar target.
It was 327. 327, 191 meters. Let's see what that is.
The expedition leaders have been keeping nearly 24-hour shifts, but there's no sign of fatigue when a target appears on Jason's sonar.
Well, let's go. There's something. There's our friend. That's the guy off to the west.
Down to 75 on the range.
It's looking like geology.
I see. Trash right there. This is what we're chasing.
No, that's something else. That's a 55-gallon drum. That was a decoy. They always drop drums to throw people off their trail. Let's go back to 400. Just do a spin turn and see what you got.
As Jason rotates, he picks up something far more promising.
There's something right there.
Yeah, right there. Some trash.
We expect that.
Okay, here it is. Here it is. It's amphor. Yes!
We already measured it.
It's the same.
The same.
It's a fleet.
It's another bunch of them. Let's see if we can.
It's the same guys.
Let's close on it.
They had a bad day.
Now,
Look at that. That wine company went bankrupt.
it's exactly the same. 8th century.
Same guy caught in the same storm, heading the same direction. This is more laid out, spread out.
Yeah, this was
I bet you there's must
a little more
be a bit
scattered.
diversity.
all right.
Bonus.
Definitely.
A survey reveals a ship eerily similar in size and shape to the first wreck, facing west and carrying the same cargo. But here, more small personal items seem to be exposed.
Now there's something
No.
There's a bowl.
There's a dish or something.
These could help confirm the home port of the crew.
Zoom down. Zoom. Keep going. Focus. Stop.
Oh, I hate that. Trying to drag it out.
Boy, have we got some work to do.
For the next few days, Jason's busy as a bee.
Watch your step behind you.
Oh, that's a beauty. A little,
Look at that one.
a little
Sharks in
poker. This is terrific. I thought this thing was too big to be a bowl.
Right.
And it's actually a mortarium. It's for grinding different kinds of spices and herbs, putting it in the stew. Yeah, great. Swing it, don't go overboard. Now we're getting slightly different sizes. Yeah, this one looks about a gallon more than that one.
I'm not an archaeologist, and Larry isn't an oceanographer, but maybe our students will be half archaeology, half oceanography.
Were these the ones that you wanted, or should we put them back and get some different ones?
I think we like these.
Okay.
You've got people who want to study shipwrecks and people who want to build stuff to study shipwrecks coming together. And of course, the technologies that are available now lend themselves beautifully to this.
Let me look at that. You see this?
Like a candlestick holder.
Yeah, well, you're looking at it upside down. The way this would stand, Bob, is like that. No, this is most likely a little chalice for burning incense. Incense to the protectors, the protective deities of the sailors. They may well have held it this way, added their incense, and others will be raising their arms like this to Baal. Baal Hadad or Baal Safon, the Baal of the North.
Day 14. Jason's final load yields a distinctly Phoenician calling card.
Now that's the clincher. We've been looking for something that is really decisive. Well, that's it. That cinches it for a Phoenician ship, a Phoenician crew, Phoenician origins for this cargo.
This wine decanter, with its fanciful wide lip, is uniquely Phoenician. It crowns the final act of a drama that began nearly 3,000 years ago. They may well have set sail from the great city of Tyre, 2 ships laden with fine wine from the hinterland. Their destination, perhaps the Egypt of the pharaohs, or their wine-thirsty compatriots in the newly founded colony of Carthage. To bless their journey, they would have performed age-old rituals, invoking the gods and perfuming the air to attract their favor. For a time, they may have felt protected by divine grace. A gentle sea guided the rhythm of their days. Suddenly, it seemed their gods abandoned them, and no prayer, no offering could win them back. For those who waited on the home shore, there was no end to this voyage. No matter how hard they prayed, the ships would never reappear on their horizon. The fate of their loved ones would remain a mystery. Yet centuries later, two modern-day explorers have raised their story from the depths and added a new chapter to our understanding of the past. As future expeditions are planned, the promise of deep-sea archaeology seems brighter than ever. For who knows how much history lies hidden on the bottom, just waiting to be discovered.